I'm Huda. I'm a Syrian refugee. I live in Erbiqa Valley since about 3 years and 6 months ago. Life here is difficult, but we try to live it comfortable way.
In 2011, the population of Lebanon was 4.4 million. In the last 5 years, 1.5 million Syrian refugees have arrived in this country, which is roughly the size of New Jersey. That means today there are 6 million people in Lebanon, and 1 in 4 is a Syrian refugee. Hi, I'm Rashida Jones, and I'm here in Lebanon with the International Rescue Committee. We came to Lebanon to see and discuss the current refugee crisis. I personally felt it was important for me to come because I've been disheartened by the current conversation around refugees. Fear, apathy, distrust, and a lack of information have distanced us from the reality of what it's like to be a refugee. Join me as we visit some of the places they're living. Some of the residents were just telling me, well, number one, you have to pay to live here.
Absolutely.
So you have to, it's not like aid. It's not like somebody's giving them.
These are buildings that people find, and then they negotiate themselves with landlords to be able to have access to stay in these buildings. And, sometimes they pay rent, like here. In some other places, they may not pay rent, but they may do unpaid labor for the landlord in surrounding agricultural land in order to be able to remain in the shelter.
Right. Either way, there's a strain. There's
Absolutely.
Huge financial strain. I was surprised to learn that there are no official refugee camps for Syrians in Lebanon. Some refugees have no choice but to live wherever they can find space, like here in this unfinished building in northern Lebanon. What are your names? Akram lives in a gutted-out room with his wife and their 5 children. Their neighbors in this building include 14 other refugee families. How long have you been here, living here?
3 years and 1 month.
And where did you come from and why did you leave?
من أي منطقة بسوريا جيتوا وليه غادرتوها؟
نحن ضيعة قرية اسمها عقرة.
They came from a town called Accra.
Most of these refugees expected to return to Syria after a couple of months, and now it's been 3, 4, even 5 years since they haven't been able to return home.
شو من تم تحت الضرب؟
Because they are being bombed and they had to leave.
الواحد يعني خاف لأولاده وخاف لهذاك طفش مثل العالم.
They are afraid, they fear for their children, so it's normal to leave the country.
Here on the hills of Mount Lebanon, 4 families live in the ruins of an old palace. What was once a place of luxury is now the unstable, dilapidated, mold-ridden structure where these families live. The walls are crumbling, the pipes are infested with worms, and to top it all off, they're paying to live here. And how did you get electricity, water, gas? How? In fact, everywhere I went, refugees told me that they pay rent. Back in Syria, they were professionals, business people, teachers, managers, but here, it's impossible. They're stuck in a catch-22. They can't work unless they have a residency permit, but they can't get a residency permit without the money to pay for it.
They have asked the municipality to provide them with electricity, and they had no problem. They responded. But the difficult thing is winter here. They live in harsh conditions.
Right. It snows here in the winter?
Yeah, a lot of snow.
They're also living in tented settlements. These are closer to where I imagined refugees would live, except instead of official camps, there are drainage ditches off the side of highways or on some corner of unused farmland. Of course, you can always count on kids to make the best out of a tough situation. I met 4 sisters who have lived in this tent for so long that they can hardly remember the home where they were born.
Diana.
ابتسام.
Wala. Wala.
آيات.
And Aya.
I want you to tell me what you want to do when you grow up.
Ibtisam or Diana?
Okay, we'll start with Ibtisam.
Ibtisam.
Yes.
Ibtisam.
It's possible for refugee children to go to public school, but usually it's very far away. And their families can't afford the cost of transportation and school supplies. Lots of children end up being sent to work when their families run out of ways to make money.
أنا مش عم بسمعك يا ابتسام.
بعد بدي أصير أرسم مثلكم.
She want to be a teacher like us.
That's so good. Good. Bravo. Very good.
Hello.
Yet everywhere I went, I met kids full of hopes and dreams for the future.
تعملي بس تكبري أنت.
أصير مهندسة.
Engineering.
Ooh.
Wow.
I think I had a bit of an expectation when visiting these places where Syrian refugees are living that they would have gotten used to a certain lifestyle. And the truth is they haven't. They haven't. The conditions deteriorate as they lose resources, as they lose the money that they save, as they lose the opportunity for jobs and education. After 5 years of conflict, isn't it time that they have better aid? Aid that can make a lasting difference to their lives here in Lebanon? No other country in the world has been asked to do so much with so little.
When I look to the people live such a life, my heart is broken for them and for myself. I didn't used to let the children live such a life. But now, everything is different. I hope that we may see those children a successful generation in future and be useful for free Syria in future. I hope that.
Imagine what it would be like to leave your home. You had nowhere to go. This is your only option. Okay, is that everybody's favorite movie?
كلكم بتحبوا أكثر شيء لهيدا المسلسل؟
Yeah.
كلكم؟
Okay, so what?
There's this whole time. خيك? The brother.
Is there another plan if they can't go home?
في خطة تانية أنتوا فكرتوا فيها إذا مثلا ما قدرتوا ترجعوا على سوريا؟
لا والله.
No. Here, it's their only solution right now.
If you need more information, go to rescue.org. Do anything, as long as you do something.